Welcome back to Gerard IT Academy. In today's lesson, we are breaking down one of the most important topics in computer fundamentals, the functions of an operation system. Understanding what the operation system does behind the scene will help you build a strong foundation in IT. Okay, let's start. An operation system manages everything happening inside a computer. It controls how programs run, how memory is used, how files are stored, and how devices communicate. Without an operation system, the hardware would be useless. The operation system performs several key functions. It manages processes, allocates memories, organizes files, controls devices, and protects the system, provides a user interface, manages networking, and handles storage. All these functions work together to keep the computer stable, secure, and usable. In operation system performance, several key functions, as we said, are handled. It manages processes, making sure the CPU handles tasks efficiently. It manages memory by allocating RAM to programs. It organizes files using a file system. It controls hardware devices through drivers. It protects the system with security and access control. It provides a user interface so we can interact with the computer. It provides a user interface, as I said earlier, so that you can interact with your computer. It manages networking so devices can communicate. And finally, it handles storage. Yes, ensuring that data is saved and retrieved correctly. This is the work of the operation system. Now, these are the functions. The main functions of the operation system, the key functions: process management, memory management, file management, device management, security and control, job accounting, and networking coordination. These are the key functions of an operation system. We are going to explain them one after the other in this lesson today. So what you have to do is to be attentively follow up and listen to our teaching, comprehend, and we will get there. Now, the first in our list is the process management. I would like you to read these particular bullet points on your own. And I'm going to be summarizing these points so that we save much time. So in processing management, what the processing management does as a function, one of the functions of the operation system, is that it controls how the computer handles multiple tasks. Your computer handles multiple tasks. It is the work of the operation system that makes it happen. And why it matters is because it ensures smooth multitasking, prioritizing programs, and prevent system crashes. It makes sure that your system does not crash, that these multiple tasks work efficiently, that everything works according to program. Now, the second function is the memory management. In the memory management, your operation system allocation and deallocation of RAM to processes. Your operation system tracks which part of memory are in use and by which program. You see, it implement technique like paging and segmentations to optimize memory usage. For example, it is the work of the operation system that prevents two apps from overwriting each other's data in memory. That is what it does behind the scene. Allocates and track RAM usage for active processes. And why it matters is that it keeps programs running efficiently and prevent memory leakage and overload. Now, users interface. What are users interface? And how does operation system use this interface, the GUI, the CLA, the command line interface to work? It's because it provides this user or command line environment users interact with each other. And why it matters, it makes your system usable, navigable, and respond to users' action. That is how it make sure that your interfaces work efficiently. And in our next lesson, we will particularly teach about the command user interface, the command line interface, and the graphic user's interface. We will detail it in our next lesson. So, what about file management? How does your operation system work with your files? It makes sure or organizes and control access to file and directories on storage devices, making sure that your files work efficiently, provide operations like creating, reading, write, delete, and moving of your file from one place to the other, maintaining metadata, your file size, type, permissions, and the timeline. This is the work of an operation system. Example, ensuring that when you save a Word document, it is stored safely and retrievable. That is what it does. Organize how data is stored, how data is named and accessed. And why does this matter is because it helps users and apps find, save, and protect file reliabilities. Now, we have device management as another key function of the operation system, where it controls your hardware devices, something like printers, the keyboard, the monitors, etc., through drivers. How it manages the input-output operations and ensure devices work smoothly with your applications. Example, when you plug in your USB drive, the operation system detects and makes it usable. What it does is that it connects your hardware, your keyboard, as I said earlier, the printer, and USB to your software. Why it matters, it translates commands and ensures smooth input and output operations. These are the work of the operation system. Now we talk about storage management. In your storage management, the operation system oversees data storage on hardware drives and the space allocation. Ensure efficient retrievals and storage of data. How does this thing matters? Is that it protects system resources and user data and blocks unauthorized accesses, enforces permission, and defends against threat. Is a defender. Yes. Again, security and access control is the operation system that protects your system resources from unauthorized intrusions. It enforces users' authentication, permission, and encryption, ensuring that data integrity and privacy while defending against malware and intrusions. Protect your system resources and user data. And why it matters is block unauthorized accesses. Enforces permission, enforces them to authenticate, to show who they are. Reject unauthorized inclusions into your system. Defend against threat. It defend against threat. That is the work of operation system. All these things you experience in your computer all the time, or sometimes is the work of the operation system. It's not a magic. Now, when we talk about job accounting, it tracks resources usage by processes and users. Help administrator monitor CPU time, memory consumptions, and iOS input-output usage. Useful for billing in shared system or optimizing performance. For example, in cloud computing, job accounting helps track usage for billing. We talk about networking. Yes, provide communication between computers over local and global networking. Implement protocols, TCP/IP addresses, HTTP and FTP file transfer protocols for data transfer. Manage network connections, addressing and routing. For example, enable you to browse the web or share files across devices. Yes. Manages communication between devices and networking. This is the work of the operation system concerning network. We have coordinations. Yes, in your coordinations, it ensures smooth interaction between processes, devices, and users. Handle synchronization, avoiding conflict when multiple processes access shared resources. Yes, it provides inter-process communications IPC mechanisms. This is the work of operation system. You try to memorize all these things. Follow these points. Know exactly these points. Know exactly what operation system is and what it does in your system, your computer. We have multiple choice questions here. You go ahead and answer these questions. Follow them. We have question 1, which said, which operation system function is responsible for managing how the CPU handles multiple tasks? Read it and you see the answer and the explanations below. Follow up. Number 2 question here says, which operation system function decide how RAM is allocated to running programs? We have the answer on the list. If you are the one following this lesson perfectly, you don't even need to look at the answer before you could answer it. Immediately you read the question, you will definitely answer these questions because they are already explained. Yeah. We have number 3 question, which says, which operation system function organizes files and folders on storage devices? The answer is there, and the explanation too is below it. Number 4 question says, which operation system function controls communications between hardware devices and software devices? Yes. Follow up, answer, and know the explanations why it is like that. We have number 5 question, which says, which operation system function protect the system from unauthorized access? You have the answer, you have the explanation. You go to the number 6 question, which operation system function provide the environment users interact with, such as window icons and menu? The explanation is below. The answer is there. You go through it. And number 7 question, which operation system function manages internet and local network communication? The answer to is there, as I said earlier. You answer it. Number 8 says, which operation system function controls how data is saved and retrieved from hard drives or SSDs? You get the answer to. Now, as I said earlier in my teaching, I'm trying my best. I want you to always follow up. Don't assume you know all. Nobody knows all. Always read. Follow up and read. I'm not saying I'm too perfect, but I'm trying to bring one or two things which I know into the ground so that others can share, others can learn. Our young, coming up IT students, technicians, those who are interested in knowing computer science, you are much welcome on this platform and lesson. And that is the core of what an operation system does behind the scene. Once you understand these functions, you will have a solid foundation for everything else in IT. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next lesson. Please comment, share, and subscribe to this our YouTube channel. We will always bring you more and more lessons, the more we could. Our next lesson will be on types of the operation system. That is what we're going to teach next. The common types of operation system, what they does too, how they operate. These are most of the things you see around you, you have around you. You operate most of the time, but you have to know how they functions. Thank you and goodbye.